In this video, we're going to learn what buckets are and how to use them effectively with Nitric. Buckets provide scalable object storage in the cloud. They are like virtual containers where you can store and retrieve any amount of data, from just a few bytes to even petabytes. There are offerings for buckets across the three major clouds: AWS S3 buckets, Google Cloud Storage, and Azure Blob Storage. Buckets are incredibly versatile and can be used in a variety of scenarios, such as storing and distributing media files, data backup and archiving, and even as a data lake in big data analytics. They offer high scalability, durability, and security, plus you're only paying for what you use, making it an incredibly cost-effective choice. Nitric offers first-class support for buckets, with the support for defining bucket resources in code, as well as operations for storage and retrieval. So let's go through a few of those examples, given the use case of needing to store profile photos when new users are onboarded to an application. We'll start with our default Nitric TypeScript project, which is created using the Nitric new command. Let's open the hello.ts file and create our first bucket. We will first import the bucket from the Nitric SDK. We'll then create the bucket, call it profiles, and give this function permissions to read, write, and delete from the bucket. Here we're defining the name, and here we're defining the permissions. We'll then want to create an API so that a front-end client can create profiles and view profiles. We'll first import the API. We'll then create the API and call it profiles. We can then start by creating a post route on the API. This will have a path parameter of ID and a profile image in the body. We use the ID to reference the file, and this is just pulled from the path parameter here. And we'll use the image data to write to the file, and we're pulling the image data here. We're going to create a route for deleting the file, which will look fairly similar. We'll just be pulling the ID again and using the delete method. We also want a way to access our profile picture after it's been created. There are two ways we can do this. One is reading the bytes directly, and two is using a signed URL. The first example, which is shown here, is just reading the bytes using the read method. It's then setting the response body as the bytes. When reading the file, if it can't find a file with that ID, it will throw a not found error. So we're just going to catch it in this try catch and then set the status code as 404, which is not found. Our second way of reading the image is using a signed URL. So this is just doing /profile with the ID /URL. We're pulling the ID again, and we're just doing the get download URL function on our file. We'll then set our headers with the location as the URL, and then we're setting the status as 303C other. This means that when a request is sent to this route, it will return a 303, and then the HTTP client will look up the location. I hope now you have a good idea of some of the benefits of using buckets and can see the simplicity when using the Nitric SDK. If you want to know specific details, our documentation provides everything you'll need to know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.